Rain lashed the windshield as the woman stumbled across the dimly lit parking lot, her arms wrapped protectively around a bundle too fragile for the world. Her shoes were soaked, her coat clung to her like a second skin, and her breaths came in trembling gasps, yet her voice was firm as she stood before the tall iron gates of the estate. Please, she cried out, her voice nearly drowned by the storm. Please save my baby. Double quotes asterisk inside. A tall man in a navy blue suit stood by the window, a glass of wine untouched in his hand. Alexander Graves, billionaire entrepreneur, was no stranger to desperate people. They came often, some with business pitches, others seeking charity, but none ever quite like her. His housekeeper rushed to his side. Sir, there's a woman outside. She refuses to leave. He didn't look away from the window. Let her in. Minutes later, the warmth of the mansion contrasted violently with the cold, drenched figure standing in the grand foyer. She looked young, too young to have eyes that carried such pain. Her face was pale, her lips blue from the cold, but her arms held her infant close like the most precious treasure on earth. He stepped forward slowly. Who are you? She looked up, and for a moment, time seemed to falter. Her eyes weren't just pleading, they were pleading for more than help. They were pleading for life. My name is Emily, she said, her voice hoarse. I'm sorry to come like this, but I didn't know where else to go. My baby. He needs surgery. They said it has to be done soon or he won't make it. Alexander's jaw tightened. What kind of surgery? It's his heart, she whispered. Congenital defect. They told me the procedure costs over $80,000. I've applied for assistance, begged everyone I could. But there's no time left. I don't care what happens to me, but please, save my baby. She slowly unwrapped the blanket, revealing a tiny, fragile child with skin as pale as moonlight. He was barely breathing. Alexander had seen a lot in his life: hostile takeovers, bankruptcies, even the loss of people he'd loved, but nothing hit him like the sight of that innocent baby clinging to life. I'll pay for it, he said, without hesitation. I'll have my team arrange the surgery tonight. Tears welled in Emily's eyes, and for a moment, she swayed where she stood. Thank you, she sobbed, dropping to her knees. You don't know what this means. But Alexander wasn't done. You and the baby will stay here, under my protection, until everything's handled. No more sleeping in shelters or skipping meals, understood? Emily opened her mouth, but no words came out, only a nod as her tears continued to fall silently. The next few days passed in a blur. Emily barely left the baby's side as doctors, specialists, and nurses came and went. Alexander, true to his word, covered every expense. He visited the hospital more often than his boardroom, and though he never said it aloud, there was something about Emily that held him in place. He found her on the rooftop one evening, watching the sunset while her baby lay asleep in the recovery ward. You barely eaten, he said, offering her a sandwich and bottle of water. I'm too scared to be hungry, she replied, brushing her wind-blown hair from her face. They say the surgery went well, but what if something goes wrong? Alexander leaned on the railing beside her. He's a fighter. Just like his mother. She looked up at him, startled. You don't even know me. Maybe not. But I've known enough people to recognize real strength when I see it. Emily looked away, her voice dropping. I wasn't always strong. I used to think love could save everything. I was 19 when I met him. Thought I was in love. He left the day I told him I was pregnant. Alexander said nothing. Just listen. I didn't have family. My parents died when I was a kid. Grew up in foster care, moved from house to house. So when he left, I had no one, just Emmy and Liam. She gave a small, tired smile. That's my baby's name, Liam. He's lucky to have you, Alexander said quietly. She chuckled bitterly. Lucky, he was born with a broken heart, literally, and I couldn't even get him the help he needed until I came crying to a stranger's mansion. That doesn't make you weak, Emily, it makes you a mother. Something shifted between them, then a quiet understanding, a bond that needed no more words. Over. The following weeks, Liam grew stronger, the color returned to his cheeks. He giggled when Alexander tickled him, and sometimes he'd fall asleep on the billionaire's chest during quiet afternoons in the sunlit conservatory. Alexander's mansion, once a place of cold opulence, began to feel alive. But not everyone was pleased. You can't seriously be thinking of keeping her here, said Veronica Langston, Alexander's longtime business associate and rumored fiancée-to-be. She stormed into his study one afternoon, fury in her heels. She's a girl from the street. A charity case. You're risking your reputation, Alex. She's not a case. She's a person, he said firmly. Veronica narrowed her eyes. Don't tell me you're falling for her. Her and her sick baby. Alexander stood. That baby has more heart than half the boardroom put together. And if you think I'd throw them out to protect some image, you don't know me at all. The door slammed behind her. A few days later, Emily was packing her bag. Alexander found her in the guest room, folding Liam's tiny clothes with trembling hands. What are you doing? She didn't meet his gaze. I overheard your conversation with that woman. I don't want to be a burden. He stepped forward. Emily, don't. She looked up finally, eyes brimming with tears. You saved my baby. I can never repay you for that. But I won't ruin your life. Alexander walked to her slowly, gently took the baby clothes from her hands, and set them aside. You already changed my life, he said. Before you, this house was just walls. Before Liam, I forgot what it meant to feel hope. You're not ruining anything, you're giving me something I didn't know I'd lost. He took her hands. Stay, not because you owe me, but because we belong together. You, me, Liam. Emily's voice was barely a whisper. Are you sure? More than anything. She collapsed into his arms, and for the first time in a long time, the tears were not of pain, but healing. A year later, laughter filled the halls of the once lonely mansion. Liam toddled through the rose garden, chasing butterflies. Emily watched from a distance, her hand resting on Alexander's. The media had called it the miracle at Graves' estate, a rags-to-riches story, a romance born from desperation and forged in trust. But for Emily and Alexander, it was never about headlines. It was about finding family in the most unexpected place. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, Emily looked at her son, alive and joyful, and then at the man who gave them both a future.